Greetings, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Okay, so Scorpio, there is a lot going on here. It's going to go from the floodgates opening and it being like, ah, to like the floodgates opening and it being like, ah. So something goes from like, oh no, yes. It's like someone being like, no, yes. It's like something goes from being the gloomiest, like you see a cliff and you're like, I'm thinking of taking it over the edge. And then all of a sudden it becomes like a Disney movie where it's a 1,000-foot waterfall and you're in a canoe, but somehow you go off the edge in the canoe and it's an adventure and you land with 0 broken bones and the force of the water does not crush. It's like something defies all odds, Scorpio. Also, I do believe that for a lot of the Scorpios that I'm actually talking to, they think that they're Sagittariuses. So I feel like this video is going to get missed by some people. Just know if you're a cross watcher or if you're a fellow Scorpio dealing with another Scorpio, you're also likely dealing with a Sagittarius, and I am picking up heavy on the Sagittarius's energy. You also could have Aries in your chart, or the person with Sagittarius and Scorpio in their energy likes an Aries. I don't know. Very strong Aries and Scorpio and Sagittarius is coming through. Okay, so now, Scorpio, you are supposed to do something with your hands. You're very talented with your hands. Specifically, your hands having the elements of water and fire. Fire is purification. It's also transformative. It's also healing. Fire anti-infects. What's it called? Anti-infects things. Like if you burn something, then it like burns off the bacteria. It disinfects. I don't know. Something about that. Now, water is also healing. It's also hydrating. It's also renewing. It also conducts electricity. Fire can also seem as electricity. Lightning is fire. So there's something here where there's like the electrical currents in your hands or something about electricity to your hands, or your hands create electricity. I got chills. They're multiplying. You're the one that I want. Do 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 do. Ooh ooh ooh, honey. So I'm hearing that song by Grease. There could be a love story with that. So there is definitely there are multiple feminines here. If you're a Scorpio female, there are older women, could be like mother, older siblings, people in the work field, bosses, managers, ex-employers that are like obsessively watching and they're weirdos. So just whatever. It's flattery. Like haters are flattery, and they're also secretly, or not so secretly, your biggest fans because they're obsessed with you. So there's 8 billion people in the world, whatever. If that's what you're focusing on, you clearly love that thing. So like if you're focusing on what you hate, you're still putting your focus and attention there. So you're still giving it energy, and that thing can transmute the energy. So like hate watching someone doesn't do anything. You're feeding them energy and they can exchange that currency. Like it all comes out the same way on the other end. No matter if you eat a healthy salad or you eat junk food from Taco Bell, it's all going to come out the butt as poop, right? So like someone here is like not realizing that the more that they hate on you and like send whatever energy, it's like they're still feeding you, is my point. They're still feeding you. So I don't know, there's something with that. Also, misery loves company. Just don't pay any attention to the naysayers for some of my Scorpios. Just know, like, you're a Scorpio. You are a sign of death and rebirth. You are a sign of transmutation, of huge life transformations. And a lot of people, unfortunately, enter this world and leave this world without really going through the soul's journey. They don't really go through deep transformations. They kind of stay stuck in this one-track minded, old school, archaic way of thinking, a very close-minded way of being, and they just ain't never seen them like you before. Like, you're just, like there's something that's like scandalous, and it's like whatever, like old hag, whatever. So whatever to the old hags. They're also obsessed with trauma bonds. Now for some of my Scorpios, there is a age difference here. Like it seems like the male is younger, and if you are in a relationship, it seems like it's just like you guys elevate at different times. There's times when something might go over one person's head. There's a need for patience here because of the age gap. Like it takes time for people to catch up. So for my Scorpios who are in a relationship, there's a need to be patient here. For my Scorpios who have had a separation from a relationship, there honestly is potential for you guys to work it out, or at least have some sort of reconciling and being on an even playing field, even playing terms. For some of my Scorpios, you have a new business coming, you have an offer coming your way. For some of my Scorpios, there is custody here. You're going to gain custody of a child, an animal, a place of residence. I don't know. You're going to gain custody of something, and it's going to piss some people off, primarily these older, feminine, archaic hags who are upset of you shining and being what God designed you to be, which is weird, so whatever. For a lot of my Scorpios, it's time for you to leave a certain area because you're just surrounded by old hags that are archaic and like not even all there. They're delulu, like they're really not even all there. They could even be hyped up on like pain medication and wine, but like talk crap on you because you used like a CBD stick or something. They're like, oh my gosh, as they're like popping their opioids and guzzling their wine with it, which is literally poison. Like literally alcohol is just straight poison to our bloodstream. So there's that. That's just a fact. So yeah, it's like there's something here where you're on such a different level, Scorpio, that spirit, like, you know that you've outgrown the people you're around. You know you've outgrown a certain environment, and it's just around the corner. I feel like there is a little bit longer of a waiting period. There's an energy here of like, put your tunnel vision on, put your glasses on, your goggles on, keep that tunnel vision, your blinders on. Remember, also blinders, like a lot of people are blind. They can't see the forest through the trees. They can't see it because their state of consciousness and perception is just not at that level. It's like a lot of geniuses in history were completely ignored or bastardized or called crazy before their time because people just weren't as smart as them. So for a lot of my Scorpios that I'm speaking to, you're just smarter than the average Joe, or you're smarter than the average Karen kind of situation. Just using, I'm not saying anything derogatory on those names, so whatever there. But, you know, there's something here with that. It's like, you're not average, and you could be around very average people, and there's a big change coming, but it's going to take time. It's not lonely at the top, it's exclusive. And so Scorpio, there's something here where people are going to try and make it hard for you to concentrate, or they're going to try and pull you off of your path because they just don't understand it. But you are not here to explain yourself to others. You're only here to express what God seeded within your heart, and how people want to receive those crops, receive them or not. It's like, if you're allergic to bread, then don't eat it. So like, don't go to the person making bread and be like, you're so bad for making bread because I'm gluten-free and I can't eat bread. Then stop going where there's bread. You know, it's like someone needs to do that. There's something with that here. It's like people keep going in your arena or going into your personal, and this is what I really hate when people are like, well, then don't share it on social media where it's public. Don't go into someone's personal social media bedroom if you don't like what they post. Like, there's other things you could do.